So this episode is going to be all about orbs. We all know about them, but what really is an orb? And I've decided to create something a little bit different.
All right.
A little bit quirky.
I'm intrigued.
And
Let's see.
I've decided that it's going to be a bit boring just having us two sitting here going, that's a bit of orb. That's a bit of dust.
All right, so what have you got in store?
All right. So I want you to watch something.
All right.
And this is what I've created
Let's
for you.
do it.
Welcome to the brand new game show where everyday people come together to judge if that picture or video has a real life orb or is it just a piece of dust on Orb or Dust.
Really?
What?
Well, all right, let's do
What?
it, mate. Let's.
All right.
Okay.
So what
Come on.
you have to do,
All right.
right? Okay?
Yeah.
Think of this.
Yeah.
What you have to do, you've got 3 boxes.
Yeah.
And you've got to choose one, and I'm going to show you a video what's in that box. And you've got to tell me, or we'll discuss, is it or is it piece of dust? Simple
All
as
right, let's
that.
do it. Let's
Okay?
go. All right.
Right, so now that you've seen that,
Yeah.
A, B, or C.
All right, let's go with B.
B it is. Okay, so this is box B. As you can remember, it was Jack Sue building. Amazing investigation. Lots of dust. But that. This is something Andy picked up. I'll replay that again, okay? Because it's a little bit different. We've got lots of dust. You can see all the dust, all right? We can definitely see this place was just blanketed in dust. But this bit here was the bit that intrigued us.
Yeah.
Because it stood out more. I want to know what your feelings are. Is it still a piece of dust? Or do you
So
feel
in my
it's an
opinion,
orb?
looking at this, Darren, I would probably say more dust than anything, just because it's going in the same direction as all the other prevailing dust. So I do remember that investigation. There was that old carpet in that building tend to bring up a lot of dust in our cameras, and reviewing a lot of the video evidence we had, it was full of dust, wasn't it?
Oh, it was everywhere.
It was
Absolutely
everywhere. So knowing the nature of that building and knowing that the carpets were old, and as we walked on them, it did stir up a lot of dust. If you have a look at the way the dust is moving in the video, it tends to be going the same direction. Yes, it's slower, but hey, it doesn't change direction. It's just one movement across, and it's going the same way as the majority of the dust in that video.
Okay, so you're saying
I would say dust.
Yeah, so
I
you're
would say
saying
dust.
It's brighter, yes.
Yes, but
Alright.
I would say dust.
All right, so we've decided that one was
Definitely dust.
We were
Definitely
saying
dust.
dust, okay?
Yeah.
So between A and C.
Let's go
that's what
C.
you- all
Let's
right,
go C. Go
All
on.
right, let's go C. Okay, so this one is me and Andy at Freo Prison.
Yep.
We are upstairs.
That was a great investigation.
It was amazing, absolutely amazing. Now, you probably just missed it just then, right? We had no dust in that whole place.
I saw a big, probably a bit of dust the same, but it just came flying down across the screen. Was that you I just saw then?
I'll replay that again.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
It's a bit unusual. Okay, so this is a replay.
Yep.
I'm just going to play this back because it's very quick. And what you're going to see is sort of 3/4 towards the right-hand side. You'll see it from the top,
Yep.
shooting downwards, okay?
Yep.
We'll talk to her. Just saw this big, I saw a big, probably a bit of dust the same, but it just came flying down across the screen.
It's definitely something that you caught on the night you actually saw it and you actually commented about it. But it's not, in my personal opinion, it's not bright enough. It's something that even using like a camera phone and that, you can pick things like that up all the time, like movement in the screen when you're filming something. Yeah, it's definitely something that would catch your eye on the night, and especially when you're reviewing, you'd look at that and probably take a few looks at it to sort of see. Look, I'm going to sort of think that that's probably dust as well, because there's no real light coming from it. There's no real intelligent movement of it. It's just literally straight down, and it's quite faint too. Hey, I reckon you could easily miss that.
Yeah,
you could easily miss that.
Yeah. I think the only reason why I brought it up on the night was because this place is still. There is not.
We
any
didn't catch a lot of
dust.
dust, did we?
Well, it's all wooden floorboards. It's a prison.
Yeah.
So there's no carpets.
Yeah.
There's no drapes.
I think comparing it to other things we've caught that we have decided ourselves that, hey, this is pretty cool, this is interesting, this could literally be an orb or it could be some sort of energy moving about, and you look at that and you compare it to, say, something like this that you're showing me, I would say that's probably more on the dust category than an orb.
That's 0 for 2.
2 dust?
2 dust.
0 orbs. You going to show me an orb now? Or?
I don't even know if I've got one. Hopefully I've got one. We have to find out what is in, obviously, the last box, and that's box A. So
go on then, give it to
let's
me,
open
Daz.
her up.
Yep.
Should we open her up?
Do it.
Find out what's in there. So last box is box A, and that was Fairbridge investigation.
Okay.
Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. That was a great place to
So
investigate.
this was at Clive House, one of quite a few houses that were there to house children that came over from England.
Okay, so we're looking up the top left hand of the screen. You can definitely see it's quite bright, and the way it moves as well. See, that's quite interesting comparing it to the other movement there that you could say is an orb on the bottom right hand of the screen. The one that we're looking at the top left, see how it's got its own, it's almost like its own light force. It's quite bright in the way it's moving, and it's almost flashing to a degree, and how it goes past that window. It's not, you wouldn't say it was a reflection of anything because it just goes straight past that window. It doesn't wrap around the frame. The movement of that, definitely interesting. Whether it's a spirit, I don't know.
I think that brightness is the biggest thing.
I would definitely say, in my personal opinion, it seems to be like a ball of energy of some sort that's moving through that house, and the way it just moves and flashes and how bright it is, and it seemed to have its own sort of light source. I think that's an orb.
Yeah. Is a spirit? Maybe not.
Who could say if it was a spirit or not? It's definitely, in my personal opinion, an orb of energy of some sort that moved through that place that night when we were investigating. And you remember that night when we investigated?
It was an amazing video.
It was definitely quite active, and we did end up catching a little bit, and it did feel like we had some visitors with us. So in our opinion, what actually makes a good orb? If you've captured an orb and you need to start going through the process of elimination and deciding if this is something that could be possibly paranormal evidence, first of all, you want to see if it's self-illuminating, if it's bright in some sort of way or flashing, and it's definitely not IR light, and it's definitely not car lights or someone's torch or some other contamination of light.
Some dust does reflect.
Yes,
a lot of dust reflects light.
Round with substance, look, if it's got some sort of energy form to it, or it's got something that looks quite different about the form of it, if it moves with some sort of intention, then hey, that's fantastic because it's showing some sort of intelligence. So if there's a way that it moves and it seems like there's a reason for the movement, that's another tick. And if you have another device registering something, now we've always spoken about this, about investigating.
Yeah.
The best part of paranormal investigating is when you have a few devices and you're investigating and you get readings on 2 or 3 different devices at that one particular time. So it's almost backing up the evidence that you've caught on one device because you're getting something else on the other.
Yeah. One thing we've created is our Patreon. This is probably the best way that you can give us your support. Down below, we're going to have a link of our Patreon. All it is just $1 a month, and we're going to throw every single bit of footage from every one of our investigations.
And investigations to come.
Yes,
there's still many
investigations to come.
Yeah.
There's going to be our tour videos. Everything is going to be on here.
When we go on investigations and stuff like that, we have mentioned in the past that we want to include fans as much as possible. And that's definitely something that we want to do moving forward. It's something that we will look at as well. If you're a fan of ours that is part of our Patreon page and you are helping us and supporting us in what we do, and we can see that you are genuinely interested and love the paranormal, then we'd love to bring you along at some point in the future. So we'll keep you posted on that. But thanks for the support, everyone. It's awesome.